Well, hello everyone. So for this treat card, I'm starting out with a sheet of paper that's 4 1/8 by 11 1/2. And then on that short side, I scored at 3/4 of an inch and then 3 3/8 of an inch. So 3/4 and then 3 3/8. And then on the long side, I'm going to score at 3/8 of an inch and then 1 1/2, then 2 3/4 of an inch, 4 inches, 5 1/8 of an inch, and finally 8 1/4. So 8 1/4. And then I am done with my scoring. So then I've got two little squares on the corner here, and then I'm going to cut them totally out. So on each side at the top, I'm going to cut those little squares out. And once I get those little squares cut out, then there is a long line here, and there's two individual squares. I'm going to cut out both of those on each side. So I'm just going to take my little scissors here, and there's two squares on each side, and I'm going to cut each of those out just like so. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So what's left is going to be folded down and over, and that's going to be my card front. And then the squares on the other end are going to be folded over to make the box with the treat inside. And so now I've got these little boxes that are going to be folded over with the treat, and I'm just going to go ahead and cut up on each of these so that they can be folded in and over to make my box. So I'm going to do cuts on each side. And then once I've got my cuts on each side, then I'm ready to start folding. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and punch out my slit. So the first full box, I'm just going to punch a slit in there so my candy can have a little preview of what's in there. Now that I've got that cut in, punched in, now I'm ready to start folding down everything. So I'm just folding in all the little boxes, all the little lines. And the only thing that I don't end up folding is the line in the back where the card is. And I'm folding over the little box. And then as you can see right there, when I'm folding over, I don't need to fold over that back side. All I'm going to do is flip over the top side of that card. And if you do end up making this, you'll see once you start getting it shaped over. So I ended up using glue to fold that over because I didn't want to use score tape and then glued it wrong. So I used wet glue. As you can see, that flap pulls over. And that's what's going to create that card. And so now after that dries, I'm ready to tape and glue one of my sides of my box. So I just folded that over, and then I'm ready to put my treats inside. So I have that big candy stash. It's getting low now. Well, that stash that I got from the Dollar Tree a while back. Now this one I have the little truffles. There was 4 in there. And so I stuffed 2 of those nice big chocolate truffles in this little treat Billboard card here. So now that I've got those 2 in there, I'm ready to glue this up and close it. And they fit in there so nice. So then I cut a 2x3 sheet of paper. And once I got that cut, I just glued this down. On the inside of my card. And now that I got that glued down, I'm pressing down good. And then I pulled out this little Merry Christmas stamp I have not used. I had in my stash. And since I was using Happy Holidays on the front, I wanted to say Merry Christmas inside. So I just inked up my stamp. And it was ready to go. Now I'm just folding that over, and then I've already cut out a 2.5x3 sheet of cardstock to go on the front as my background piece. And then I just used some glue and glued that on. And once I got that down, I found a little cutout that said like Happy Holidays, and I glued that on the front of that background piece. And I've gotten some more of those paper clips. This time I'm using the little reindeers. Thanks, Tina, for gifting that to me. And then I ended up using that in the corner. I thought that was cute because that paper clip can be reused. And I thought that those were unique. And then I added some bling. I just held down and glued those on. And that treat box is ready to go. And then on the other one I made with the other 2, it said Merry Christmas on front. So I didn't add anything in the middle. Thanks for watching. See you later, Craftinista.